as well too. So that's something that works out very well for him. Bad part for the Saints is the Saints have played their two division games already as well too, and they're 1-1 with a loss to the Buccaneers, who at that point thought that they were going to be the guys in the clubhouse. So when you look at the numbers for this game right here and really break this game down, you have a Saints team that's really since week 3, they haven't really been that good to me, Jeff. This team is 3-5 since that point. And you don't know who's starting that quarterback either Sunday because Derek Carr is going to be a 50-50 situation. But I honestly feel like Derek Carr needs to just sit down and let them see if Jameis Winston can be the guy. You know what I mean? But I think that Dennis Allen is smarter than the rest of us, and he knows that Jameis is not the guy. And that's why Jameis isn't starting right now. That's why you're going in there and throwing in Taysom Hill a bit more. And you're hoping that eventually you can put Haener on the active roster, because if they would have had Haener would already took Derek Carr's job. But the thing is, Jameis Winston's IQ isn't good enough to really be able to carry the Saints for more than 2 games. And the coach knows that already. So he doesn't want to make a controversy between him and Derek Carr. So I'm just going to go ahead and answer that question for a lot of people who are just very hell-bent on Jameis Winston starting. Jameis Winston had his chance. He blew it. It's that simple. All right. If NFL teams really wanted him to play quarterback for them, they would have traded for him. They would have gave up whatever the Saints wanted for him. But when I see a team that's just 3-5 since going 0-2, and I know that they're very in need of a jump start, and they're coming fresh off of a bye as well too. So this should be very helpful for the Saints coming into this game. This Atlanta team is looking for answers right now. They don't know where to go. This team started off 2-0 as well too, and since that point they've been 2-6. So that just goes to show you this is a team that had some high hopes to start the season off. Bijan Robinson and Algieri looked like they were going to be the best running back duo in the NFL. And then Desmond Ridder started overthinking this thing a little bit and went away from being a great game manager to trying to be some type of gunslinger and lost his job for a few weeks. So, Atlanta really is looking for some answers right now, but Atlanta knows that they're still in the race. That's the whole thing. You're still in the race. That's what it's all about. And they're right there in the thick of things to actually win this division still. And this will be a huge game for them because they will go 3-0 and they will take over the lead in the NFC South. So this game is one of the biggest games of the week. Don't matter what the record is. And I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb and say this. I think the Saints are going to need some motivation as they go through their final games of the season, and Atlanta's going to give it to them and how any old rival does. And I'm going to take Atlanta with the -110 to go 5-6 and take over the lead in the South, at least for this week. So that's where I'm rocking at right there, Jeff. What are your thoughts, and who are you going to be picking for this game?
We started the show and I talked about the NFL. I talked about the 25% of the teams that are down to their second or even third string quarterback. Our next 2 games are perfect examples here. Taylor Heineke was the start of the last 2 games. And then the Atlanta goes to a bye. Now in comes Ridder again. Saints, Carr hurt. They still have Taysom Hill and, of course, Jameis Winston. A true coin flip. I, too, am following your lead on this. I had a pick 'em with a 41, still a pick 'em with a 42.5. Actually think some points are going to be scored. Michael Thomas doing what he does best, collecting checks. Knee's still hurting him again. Has no idea when he's going to come back. Just cut the guy. Guys, when are you guys going to learn these divas here? A good competitive game. Be interesting to see Bijan after the break if they get him more involved with Kyle Pitts. A fun game here. I think it'll be one of the funner games on Sunday at 1 o'clock. I, too, take the Falcons +1. I think they win the game outright, Pops. First 1 to 24 wins this game. A classic coup from 51, 24-23 Falcons.
All right, so we both are on the Falcons for this one. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it shakes out. But I just think that them being at at Mercedes-Benz Dome, that's going to be the advantage for them in this one. And, this is the oldest rivalry in the South when it comes to the NFL. These games always are must-see TV. Let's keep it real. They're always good. Doesn't matter how bad the Saints or Falcons are. The game is always going to be good. But everybody's right in the thick of things except for the Panthers in the South. So, this is a very important divisional game. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into another very important divisional game. This week we're going to go ahead and see exactly who